We lost to Manchester United yesterday. It was a disappointing defeat. Not just that we lost to Manchester United, but because our team Chelsea did not show any sign of resilience, any fighting spirit, which gives us so much concern. Is it the Chelsea which we used to know? Before we go further, let me quickly ask a question. Is it the right time for we to accept Chelsea is now a mid-table club and we stop living in past glory? Because so far so good, we are one of the most successful clubs in the world in the past 20 years. In England, we are the most successful with 4 European titles, 2 Champions League, 2012 and 2021. Then, 2013 against Benfica, the Branislav Ivanovic last-minute header won us the first European UEFA Cup. Then, again 2019, Eden Hazard heroic performance against Arsenal, which happened to be his last game for Chelsea, which we won 4-1. So 4 European titles. No team in England has attained that success in the past 20 years. Coupled with other domestic titles which we've won in the past couple of years. Seeing our team performing like this is appalling. It's not something to talk about. I believe if you are a true blue, you should understand what I'm talking about. This is not the Chelsea which we used to know. So I'm asking again, is it the right time for we to accept Chelsea is not a mid-table club? We should start addressing them as a mid-table club. That is where we belong. And probably, if we are able to stay in the Premier League, seasons which we don't go for relegation, we'll be celebrating that we're able to stay in the Premier League. Rather than we fighting to qualify for the Champions League or even winning the Premier League title and other domestic cup in England. Because if we are to do logic or mathematically, if you compare the teams that are above us, that are already in top four, they are performing really well. Arsenal, Aston Villa, Manchester City, though they are having a bit of downtime, probably because of some of their players are injured. But kudos to Manchester City, they've dominated the English game for quite some time. So probably this is a time for them to also take a break and restructure. But if we are talking about other teams like Aston Villa, these guys are coming with full force. Talking about teams like Arsenal, the chances of these other teams losing matches for we to be able to climb to this top 4 is very slim. Because if you check the number of points which they are passing us or which they are using to top us in the league currently, and with the current form which we are, it's almost impossible for us to get to the top 4 if we are realistic. I'm not trying to be negative or trying to wish my team bad. It will be my greatest surprise if we are able to qualify for the Champions League, and I'll be so grateful because, to be sincere, we don't deserve it. We've lost a quite number of matches in 2023 alone, more than combined loss we had in 2021 and 2022 together. That is, the matches which we've lost in 2023 alone is more than a combination of 2021 and 2023. So appalling. Before we go further, I welcome fellow Blues and lovers of Chelsea to Chelsea headquarters, where we give you latest Chelsea news and more, and all happening in our football world. Please, if you are new here, do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and also follow this page. So anytime we drop latest Chelsea news and have one-on-one conversation as far Chelsea is concerned, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you. Then coming over to yesterday's match against Manchester United, there are a lot of things to be said. This video may be a little bit lengthy. That's a disclaimer. Yesterday's match was something which I was totally ashamed of. Chelsea played below par, starting from the goalkeeper, though he made some excellent saves. Sanchez, I begin to ask, is that Sanchez is indispensable? Or if Sanchez keeps on making this kind of mistake and the coaching staff continue to trust him, I'm not trying to say the second choice, Petrovic, is that bad, that cannot be given an opportunity. Yes, Sanchez made a penalty save and some other incredible save, including the one from Garnacho, which is up with his leg. But there are some other costly mistakes which Sanchez is making that I wonder, like, is this a top goalkeeper trying to play the ball across your back line, then you play to opponents several times? It happened yesterday 2 to 3 times against Manchester United. That was what cost us the win against Arsenal. And probably if we have had a win against Arsenal, probably that would have fine-tuned our season. So you could see how a single mistake could go on to affect the momentum of the team, affecting the rest game of the season. So if Sanchez continues to make this mistake, even if we are going to win a game by a lone goal, but all of a sudden the goalkeeper will just make a mistake, boom, and gift the ball to opponents, then we'll see the ball at the back of our net. That's something we should be looking up to. Like, we cannot, without the referee blowing the final whistle, we are not sure of winning the game because we have a goalkeeper that can gift the ball to opponents. Then coming over to the defense lineup. So far, so good. Kudos to likes of Thiago Silva. Kudos to Colwell. A mixture of experience and inexperience backline. But I think Pochettino still have not gotten it right in terms of the backline selection, or I want to say these guys are not good enough. Majority of goals which Chelsea have conceded this season alone are majorly from set piece. That is corner kick, free kick, or probably crossing ball into our 18 yards. Our defenders, this area duel is difficult for them to battle with. Unlike the days of we have the likes of Gary Cahill, David Luiz, John Terry. These are guys that when it comes to area duel, they do win at least 70% of it against opponent. But this time you see a lot of ball coming into the Chelsea penalty area. People finding it difficult to even jump to defend. I think that's something which the coaching staff they need to work on a serious. Then coming over to the midfield, the likes of Enzo Fernandez and Moses Caicedo. I'm not trying to talk down on these guys, but if we are realistic, these guys are good, but I believe we bought them with hype. Considering the kind of midfield which other team in the Premier League possesses, like for example Manchester City, the likes of Rodri, it's not as expensive as the likes of Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. And that guy does better job if we are sincere. What's the experience level of Enzo Fernandez? Enzo Fernandez has only spent 6 months in Europe before Chelsea paid over £100 million on him. Moses Caicedo, almost similar thing, just 1 season experience with Brighton and over 1 good season, and Chelsea paid over £100 million. I understand that Moses Caicedo may not have done pre-season with Chelsea, and the circumstance, the saga surrounding his transfer to Chelsea may have affected him, but Moses Caicedo is looking so heavy, like he's finding it difficult to turn on the pitch. He's having this kind of weighty look, like it's not weighty, but it's acting as if it's acting sluggishly. His reaction is a bit poor, like to an extent, even an injured N'Golo Kante would have still be a preference for this season. Probably these guys would have probably get to learn from the experienced one before totally dissolving the old Chelsea squad which we used to know. Probably the likes of N'Golo Kante would have been a good player to look up to in terms of on-field and off-field activities, so that these younger ones can learn before probably letting them go. I understand, yes, we are in a rebuilding process, but I don't think you can just bring down a firm totally because probably you are trying to transit from from old ownership to a new ownership. Then you just dissolve board of directors, dissolve workers, dissolve everyone working in a company because you're trying to build something new, or because you're trying to transit to a new management. It's not done that way. It may take some time. Chelsea signed a lot of players, but these players, how long will it take for them to gel? I know yes, they need time to gel, but at the time, that is where blaming of the management will come in. You cannot just dissolve a full squad and begin to sign here and there. Now we're having some story that is already coming up from the Chelsea camp is that the likes of Noni Madueke is looking forward to leave Chelsea by January, seek for a better opportunity, because probably we have signed this guy out of this guy is good in era device. Considering the league which is coming from, we cannot compare such league to the standard of the EPA or standard of Chelsea. But we signed so many players. Some went out on loan, the likes of Casadi, Santos, Angelo. These are guys that on the norms they will be able to also rival these current Chelsea boys for their sports, but they are on loan. So you could see the crisis which probably the management may even be facing in terms of giving the coach a player selection edict and who to trust at this early stage. Remember, we have the likes of Lavia, who is still heart injured. We have the likes of Kani Chukwuemeka. We have so many talents, but are we going to be able to harness, or the coaching staff be able to harness the squad to become a world-class team? So these talents will not just get wasted. That is where the credibility of the coach Mauricio Pochettino will come in, or will be tested, or will be questioned. Though he has had experience with Tottenham, did fantastically well, took them to the Champions League final. They lost to Liverpool. Then PSG did some great work, though it was not that successful to what they actually expected of probably delivering the Champions League, but PSG was still one to reckon with. But coming over to Chelsea, Mauricio Pochettino is experienced, so we expect more from him in handling this voice. He has good track record in a player management and all that. So we want to see similar thing with this Chelsea squad. Then going over to our attacking department, still concerning yesterday's match. Excuse me. Going over to the attacking department, the likes of Mikhailo Mudryk was too wasteful if we are sincere. Yes, I like the effort of the Ukrainian. Is trying to gain confidence, is becoming more confident, but he has to be clinical because he had opportunity of 2 to 3 chances on the norms. He ought to bury those chances. If it's the likes of probably the likes of Eden Hazard, Pedro, nothing will stop those balls from going into the net. Then the other one that he attempted passing to Raheem Sterling, but did not get to Raheem Sterling. It's so unfortunate. Then Raheem Sterling was not in his best game yesterday, probably because he was played out of wing because of Mikhailo Mudryk. Then coming over to our top 9. Coming over to our top 9, Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, it's still very early for me for we to criticize Nicholas Jackson, considering the fact that our best Premier League tally for goal scorer last season was Kai Havertz with 6 Premier League goals, or 7. So Nicholas Jackson already got 7 goals for the season. So we can say he's already at that level of Kai Havertz of last season. And besides, when DJ Drogba came to Chelsea, the first season was not brilliant. It was towards the second season, 26-7 season, that's when DJ Drogba exploded. So, if we are saying it's still very early for Nicolas Jackson to adapt, but is he showing any glimpse, any sign? There was a flash, there was a cross which Raheem Sterling delivered yesterday, but that ball was something of, if it was the time of DJ Drogba, Diego Costa, they are going to head that ball into the net or probably going to force their head. But Nicolas Jackson did not even leap, make any attempt to nod. So, can we continue to trust our front line in the hands of Nicolas Jackson? Nicolas Jackson is one striker which I hyped which I had hope on when Chelsea signed him, considering I was seeing Nicolas Jackson to be a bargain coming from Villarreal. Though he has not really been fantastic in his football career, but the last 6 months before coming to Chelsea, especially the January coming back from injury, it was a total revelation. You could see the way he was playing in Villarreal with confidence and ball, taking on defenders, direct dribble, pace, and everything. But ever since after the preseason, he performed well in the preseason. We thought we've gotten the kind of striker which we've been missing for years, but starting the Premier League, Nicolas Jackson is far from what we saw in preseason. However, probably because the partnering with Christopher Nkunku was so fantastic, or if Christopher Nkunku should return back from injury, then we can start to see the best of Nicolas Jackson. Let's hope so. They'll be able to replicate the form which they did in preseason and made us to believe that this Chelsea team is one to be reckoned with for this 2023-24 season. And Cole Palmer has been brilliant. It was brilliant yesterday's game. It was brilliant. Then another player which I think we need to give kudos to is Marco Correa. That guy has been really solid. Yesterday's game, he was solid also, though he was substituted. Then Kuno Gallagher, with the absence of Kuno Gallagher, our midfield was completely exposed. Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo was not able to make that impact which they've been having for quite some time. And again, if we are being realistic, I'm saying it again, Chelsea bought these players with hype. They are too expensive for £100 million plus players. They could not control the midfield. So many, Kuno Gallagher has been that unsung hero who has been shielding the midfield for us. While Reece James coming in yesterday, Reece James does not look like the player which we used to know under the likes of Frank Lampard or Thomas Tuchel. It's not that player. Probably the injury affected him. So the Chelsea board need to do a lot of things, the coaching staff, the players. They need to understand that people are living their lives with football. People has a lot of stake in football. Yes, you may want to say, why are you talking about the cost of signing this player? Is it your money and all that? But try to understand, we are not just fans. We have passion for this club. We've been supporting this club for quite some time, for years. There are a lot of persons who have supported Chelsea all their lives, even when they were still a smaller club in England yet to win title. They've been supporting Chelsea. But the way it's turning out to be now, it's not going the way we expected. Yes, transition, fine, but the transition is not going smoothly. It's not going smoothly if we are sincere. So many things to be discussed concerning the current Chelsea squad. So fellow Blues and lovers of Chelsea, I thought this was the right time for me to do this video. I could not do a video yesterday. So let me know your opinion below at the comment section concerning the current happening, the latest happening with our dearly beloved football club Chelsea. Thank you for always joining me on Chelsea headquarters. I remain your host Alex. Do well to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, follow this page so anytime we drop videos on Chelsea related news and more, you'll be the first to be notified. Thank you. Bye.